43 days of impasse. But last night, Republicans in the House approved a stopgap funding measure to reopen the government. And after signing the funding package at the White House last night, President Trump said, quote, "This is not the way to run a government." Very true words. Well, joining me now is Washington Stand reporter Casey Harper. Casey, it has been a long and grueling government shutdown.
Yep.
Many people have suffered. The House voted to reopen the government. I'm curious what you're seeing and hearing in terms of how Democrats are reacting today.
Yeah, Jody, it's an interesting question. The deal did clear Congress last night after the House of Representatives passed it, as you said, with a vote of 222 to 209. Now, speaking before the vote, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson, he blamed the Democrats for the shutdown.
And then they admitted, many of them, and we could name them here, but I'm not going to take the time, they admitted that they were using the American people as leverage in this political game. They knew that it would cause pain, and they did it anyway. The whole exercise was pointless. It was wrong, and it was cruel.
So to answer your question, Jody, a lot of House Democrats share that feeling. They're angry that this long standoff orchestrated by their Senate colleagues failed to actually secure a deal to extend those federal health insurance subsidies. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries spoke before the vote.
House Democrats will continue to fight to address the health care crisis that Republicans have created. And House Democrats will continue to fight to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for tens of millions of Americans. This fight is not over. We're just getting started.
While the deal sets up a December vote on those subsidies in the Senate, no such promise was made in the House. Now, this funding measure in question reopens the government after that government record-long 43-day shutdown. Now, it's going to restart disrupted food assistance, will pay hundreds of thousands of federal workers, and revive a gridlocked air traffic control system, but the bill will only keep the government open through January 30th, Jody.
Well, hope we don't see a repeat of all this come the end of January. But Casey, although that issue is certainly taking all the oxygen out of the room, is not the only issue that's taking place. I understand there was a very important executive order that was signed today. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right. This is an important one, Jody. President Trump signed an order today called Fostering the Future for American Children and Families. It's aimed at helping youth in foster care succeed.
The Bible tells us that one of the measures of any society is how it cares for vulnerable children and orphans. So important, and it's so big in the Bible. So as we make America great again, we are going to protect American children in foster care.
Good to hear the president citing scripture there. But First Lady Melania Trump launched this initiative, which connects federal agencies, private businesses, and universities to provide scholarships, mentoring, workforce training, and financial literacy programs, Jody.
Yeah, that really is a big one and very much needed. So thank you for bringing us up to speed on that. There's some other news that caught my attention today. I see that Florida is suing Planned Parenthood, claiming that they had broken state laws. What specifically is behind that lawsuit?
Yeah, Jody, Florida's Attorney General filed a $350 million lawsuit against Planned Parenthood. They're accusing the organization of misleading women by claiming abortion drugs are, quote, safer than Tylenol. Now, the state alleges that Planned Parenthood's statements amount to deceptive marketing and racketeering. They cited a recent study showing higher complication rates from the abortion drug mifepristone, Jody.
Wow. Well, we certainly here at FRC for a long, long time have been talking about the health risks that are associated with all these abortion drugs. So it's going to be interesting to see how that case moves forward. Casey, in other news, more international news, if you will, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, is in Canada at the G summit meetings, and he actually made some remarks I was encouraged to hear there pertaining to the situation in Sudan. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the U.S. is calling now for global action to stop the flow of weapons to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces. That's the RSF. Now, RSF have been accused of mass killings and sexual violence in the city of Al Fasher. Speaking after G7 talks in Canada, Rubio said that the RSF's atrocities amount to genocide.
They're clearly receiving assistance from outside that's allowing them. And clearly that assistance isn't just coming from some country that's paying for it. It's also coming from countries that are allowing their territory to be used to ship it and transport it. So that, in order for this to be solved, that needs to be addressed. I don't know if you saw the RSF a few days ago agreed to humanitarian ceasefire, but they don't intend to comply with it. And when you raise the issue of these atrocities, they always hide behind the argument that this is rogue elements. Well, it's not rogue elements. They're doing it systematically, and it's something that we have taken very seriously and are doing everything we can to bring the relevant countries to the table to stop it. It needs to end.
Sudan's army blames the United Arab Emirates for arming the group, which is a charge that the UAE denies. The RSF actually captured al-Fasher last month after a year-and-a-half siege, leaving thousands dead, as satellite images actually showed mass graves, Jody.
Absolutely unthinkable what's taking place there in Sudan. Thank you so much for keeping us informed, Casey. We appreciate it so much.